You need a doctor?
I am a doctor.
I should have died years ago.
People all over the world have my disease.
I'm here to find a cure. We have to push the boundaries, take the risks.
If you're gonna run,
Do it now.
People are strange
Dr. Michael Morbius, you've been missing for 2 months.
when you're a stranger.
Then you were found on a container ship that washed up off of Long Island.
Faces look ugly when you're alone.
What did you do to yourself, Doctor?
I wish I knew. I went from dying to being more alive than ever.
It worked.
Not exactly.
I have increased strength and speed.
Welcome to the Marvel Cinematic University. I am your professor, Rivera, and joining me is the marvelous doctoral student, ClycloneMC, who has a bachelor's in the MCU, a master's in the multiverse, and is going for their dissertation in Marvel Studies. Sly, how are you doing? Holy shit, I did that without reading the doc. Finally.
Oh yeah. Almost at the end of season 2, we finally got the intro unlock. It's fine. We're
Just took us
I'm
a lot of
here.
episodes. Yeah.
It took us plenty of episodes. I'm here. I'm alive, and boy, did I watch a movie today.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Because we're going to be talking about Marvel Cinematic. I'm sorry. I'm reading the doc like an idiot. Marvel Cinematic University show. We're, of course, going to be talking about Morbius 2022 today. And there's no perfect person than to talk to in this vast multiverse. Of course, KaleDelRyder joins us today. Kale, how you doing?
I'm doing great. We're talking about my favorite movie of all time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not a joke at all.
No, not a joke. Definitely seriously love this movie more than anything that's ever been made. Ever. And I have a doctorate in Jared Letoology, so
There we go. That's what we're going to need.
Yep.
It's a running bit that my favorite movie of all time is Jupiter Ascending, so I feel like you're in good company here.
yeah. Well, it's not as good as Morbius, but still a fire ass movie.
I will
Ow, you
watch.
stepping on my hair, Dick.
Of course, also joining us, of course, is Doggo.
Yeah, Shane Damian Doggo.
Yeah, there you go.
Shinji Ikari, some call him.
Oh Lord. Okay, let's get into it because we got a lot to talk about for Morbius, and we're gonna go.
Oh, so much.
We're gonna talk about it right here in history class. This movie, of course, is directed by Daniel Espinosa, who did the movies Life and Safe House. Written by Matt Samaza and Burke Sharpless, I think is how it's said. Of course, they are both working on Madam Web. So if you like the way that they wrote this movie, get ready because there's more coming.
Sony in-house writers. Let's go, baby.
That's right. And of course, yes, the studio is Sony Pictures, which will not let go of this fucking franchise and all these spinoffs. But yeah, that's that. Stars, of course, Jared Leto, Matt Smith, and Adria Arjona.
Don't forget Al Madrigal and Tyrese Gibson.
Yeah, I forgot that they're in this movie, but yeah, Al Madrigal and Tyrese Gibson.
So did Al Madrigal.
Oh God, this movie. Where can you stream this? Luckily, it's on Netflix. So if you do want to subject yourself to this, it is in fact on the Netflix platform.
Yeah.
So if you have that subscription,
you have plenty of time between now and the final season of The Witcher to go watch it.
That's correct. I did see you say that is the final season. Like, you're absolutely right. That is the final season of The Witcher.
Yeah. There's no season 4. I mean, I hope not.
No, well, yeah, we'll see about that. We would have Sly read the plot here, but since we have a guest, Kale, this is your one opportunity. I need you to read the plot summary written by our boy Nick Reganis.
Nick Reganis.
Yes.
The plot according to Nick Reganis. Do you want to get down? Is that what's up?
Yeah, you want to get down? You want
there you go. There you go.
Aw.
Yeah, there you go, buddy. Okay. Suffering from a rare genetic blood disorder that nobody knows what it is, Nobel Prize winning scientist, Nobel Prize nominee scientist, Dr. Michael Morbius, knows he is living on borrowed time. And after years of fruitless attempts to find a cure, Morbius is now running out of options. But his fatal condition has been plaguing him since childhood, and he can't afford to stop now. As desperate Morbius decides to risk his life to achieve results, an unstable and highly experimental serum offers a solution to the problem. However, what happens if the cure is worse than the disease? Okay.
Thank you.
Fucking Nick Regatas, 2022. He's written 7,741 plot summaries,
Yes.
and he's paid $15 a month for the pleasure of doing that
Yes.
on IMDb Pro.
Which we've now
This is
learned.
this is sponsored by IMDb Pro. IMDb Pro, do you think you're a movie director? Pay us $15. Fuck you.
I remember signing up for IMDb Pro in college, just so I could have, the ability to find myself and make credits, stuff like that. So that was fun. Yes, again, Sly, thank you so much for finding that information that we've learned that Nick has found, has written 7,000. Of course, Kale saying that they've had to pay for that. So shout out to you, man. Are you making movies? I hope so. I hope you're like secretly Guillermo del Toro or something. That'd be hilarious.
I hope you're putting some trivia stuff on there, whether it's true or not, like most IMDb trivia. Did you know Michael Shannon was considered to play the Joker? Not really.
Yeah, just all
That's on the Dark Knight page.
God, just so much.
Yeah.
Of course, the comic book.
That's a good
What?
extra credit show is all the IMDb trivia of MC University shows.
Oh my God, I actually, that's where I get some of my quiz questions is from the IMDb trivia. So it's possibly that I might have spouted bullshit that someone has possibly written. So, it happens.
It's a possibility.
I love that for us.
That happens. Of course, the only comic book characters that I can recall are, of course, Morbius. Apparently, Bancroft is a character in the comic book, like a love interest character. And then Simon Shroud is a character played by Tyrese Gibson, but they're barely existent in this movie. So I thought that Matt Smith's character at least existed in the comic book, but apparently not. Apparently he's based on another character.
I think it's
Hunger is what I saw.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I don't care either. So we're gonna go ahead, move on to the Stanley seminar of this movie.
No.
What are we doing?
Shane, stop that.
Oh. I love that Shane is just bum rushing the podcast and just making it all about them.
So that's what he do.
Okay,
buddy.
We're gonna go straight into our Stanley seminar. We're gonna talk about this movie. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to you, Kale. Kale, why do you love this movie so much?
Oh my God. Let me tell you about Jared Leto, the man, the myth, the legend. Did you know every time they had to take a piss break before he became the vampire Morbius, it took him 30 minutes to take a piss? It's called method acting. Oh. That is why I love Jared Leto. Is his method of acting. It's so raw and real, yet so harnessed and so focused.
Lord. Yeah.
That, and he's a living vampire, so he's not your typical vampire. He can walk out in the sun.
That is true. He can walk out in the sun. He does that multiple times in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other Jared Leto facts that you want to spout?
Yeah, he definitely didn't phone it in this time. This was not a paycheck for anyone in this movie, including the director and production designers who not only used multiple just set photos for background images, but we'll get into that later, but there's just so much fun, stupid bullshit in this movie because nobody gave a fuck.
So what is it about this movie that you enjoy the meme so much of Morbius?
Just that it, like, when the first trailer came out, and just it has to do 100% with Jared Leto and his insanity. Like, remember when he was sending used condoms to cast members and sent a dead pig to Margot Robbie or something? That's when I was like, this dude is insane,
They really did
and I
that
can't wait for him.
for the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we all saw Suicide Squad, and he was in it for 5 minutes, and maybe died. Who knows? Oh no, that's
No,
right.
we
He came back at the
He
end.
comes back at
Sorry.
the end. Yeah. We know
Yeah.
he's still out there somewhere doing something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Or showing up
well,
in the Snyderverse, of course. That was also something that happened.
oh yeah, that's true. Oh, you mean the best scene in the whole of Justice League, the Snyder Cut?
That's right. I think we watched that together, right? That was a live stream.
We did. Remember when Batman says "fuck"?
Yeah, those were the days.
And I will fucking kill you. Yes,
but,
that we.
But about this movie that will fucking kill us all.
Yeah.
What are your general actual thoughts on the movie? I've never actually got a real answer out of you, and I'm very curious. What do you think? Of this movie?
So I watched this movie the day it came out, and I have not watched it until on Sunday. I watched it with a friend. I have lied. I have not watched this movie a million times, and it has not made $7 more billion.
No. That's true.
I watched it high, so I did not remember anything. But yeah, it's straight fucking garbage.
Yes.
What
about it is that you
the
think
worst.
is the worst?
It's very disjointed. Scenes just sort of happen. Like, what happens at the beginning? Do you know what happens during that scene?
Is that
the intro?
Yes.
The bats.
Other than he collects them, that's about
Yeah,
all
but
I
how?
got it.
But how? Explain.
Gotta find it.
The like cage device thing he sets up.
It's like a harp.
Yeah, it is like a harp.
But they all fly through it.
I don't know. I couldn't give you a solid answer. It doesn't.
No, and then it
process.
goes into this unnecessary backstory that could have been told at any point in the modern day.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason. And by the way, the dude's like, there's a school for gifted children in New York, and you're supposed to think it's Charles Xavier's place, but they don't have the rights for that. So
yeah,
it's shit just happens, and then it just ends. Like this is and also the biggest part of the meme is just like how long they held on to it because they thought they were going to get some sort of profit out of this movie at all.
It's definitely a movie. That's the best thing I can say it. But I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to Sly. Sly, this is your first possible last time you will watch this movie. I need to know.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts before actually watching this for this show? What were your thoughts on the memes, the thoughts of everything, and then actually seeing the film?
I did not see most of the memes. Okay. I knew that it was a meme, but I didn't know what the meme was.
Got it.
For better or for worse. And then I watched this, and I have a lot of thoughts, but my most immediate takeaway was I wish I was inebriated when I experienced this, because I think it would have made the experience much better. Because we all know I'm pretty good at suspending my disbelief for the most part. I will buy into most things. This movie did not get me to buy in at any point. I had so many questions. I was not convinced of anything they were trying to tell me. And, I feel like I would have enjoyed this much more if I was a little bit not as focused on what they were trying to tell me as a story here.
Yeah, you get super high and watch this movie. It's an okay movie. It's not great. It's just okay.
I don't care what you say. You're not selling me on that at all, Kale. Okay. So,
well, I mean, now that you've watched it, no, there's no point in getting high and watching it again. There's no point. But if it was your first time, you should have just done it your first time.
Got it. I'll go ahead and just jump in and just say this was boring. Is the best way I can describe it. Just flat. Like from the beginning, even like what's happening. You're right. I have no idea what's happening. Don't know how it connects to anything. Not sure what was accomplished during that scene. Because then, we immediately cut to a flashback, which I guess it gives us a little bit like reasons why we should care about any of the characters, but then cuts to him just being kind of like a snarky asshole at a Nobel Peace thing.
Refusing the Nobel Peace Prize.
Like, come the fuck on. And then just from there, just this flat character story with him and this brother. And I gave zero shits for so long that finally when I was like, I'm trying to remember, the only thing that I actually cared about was Matt Smith's performance when he was, before he became the vampire. In terms of him as an endearing character, he did at least his due diligence to try and make me feel something, even if later he ends up being like one of the biggest dicks like in the entire thing. And overall, this just felt like such a like waste of potential that I'm shocked that they like put this together. And the other thing is that this movie's 97 minutes, I think is what the total is. It's a short movie, but fuck, man, does it feel longer than most things that we've seen on this?
Yeah, so
45.
the full runtime is that, but as soon as the second end credit thing ends, it's 97 minutes. So you only have to watch 97 minutes because like who's the fuck's gonna watch the rest of the credits? Because I feel like that's just trauma. Like going through a list of people who were traumatized by working on this set.
I mean, there's just so much about this movie that I just like. I don't even have like a huge reverence of Morbius as a character. I do love the animated Spider-Man cartoon where he had popped up.
That's my only reference. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, at least it's an interesting idea that he's a vampire that's not a traditional vampire. He still feasts on blood, but at the same time, he has similar abilities like Blade, which is what we've covered previously on this, and that's what makes him, I guess, kind of interesting as a character. But without Spider-Man, without like a force to like go against, other than his brother, just being an asshole and being another copy of the hero, it just absolutely falls flat in terms of being compelling as a narrative. And yeah, I just felt fucking nothing for this. If anything, I feel like it was a big joke on us personally.
Yeah, I felt a lot of confusion for the first half, and then a lot of disdain for the second half. Not good emotions to be evoking in your audience.
They wanted to bill it as like he's an anti-hero, which really thing as besides the Punisher, maybe.
Yeah.
The Punisher and the show Legion. The Legion does the anti-hero perfect. Yeah. But like they're just like he's an anti-hero. Oh, he's just a dick. Like he's a dick who took the Hippocratic Oath. Like, okay.
Yeah, and
that's not compelling.
I despise the brilliant, egotistical, unethical doctor trope. Like that never hits for me. Like that never lands. And so like for that to be like our like leading character or whatever, I just was like not convinced of like they tried to make it so scientifically based, but also left you with so many questions. Like we never know what the condition is, which is fine, whatever, okay. But where did you fucking get the mouse? Because nobody approved an animal trial for whatever the fuck.
Oh no, that's why his his tinted windows. He had a tinted window office.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Like, and then like performances aside, I was not convinced that those two people had spent their entire life walking on crutches. That's not what people.
That scene. Let's talk about that.
They didn't. By the way, they didn't even need to do that. Like,
no,
they wanted to go full method. Like, it could just be any sort of like blood. It didn't have to like their muscles didn't have to like atrophy. Like, it's a blood disease.
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
It just feels like Jared Leto's like, I'm gonna walk on crutches, and they're just like, whatever you say, you're getting paid $10 million, so you're the boss.
Yeah, like sure, but that's not how you walk with forearm crutches. If you're gonna commit to it, at least make it look decent.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, and to me, what really ringed really hollow for that scene was just two clearly able-bodied actors pretending. And it goes on for so long, and to a certain point where it's just like, come on, like we could have like cut to the park and then be done with it and then have the conversation there and just be all that. Instead, it's just
You
like
don't need to film 1,000 people just on the street because you want to have a
Yes.
weird conversation.
yeah,
Like,
the blocking of that scene was weird. Like everything just off-putting.
Oh,
Everything feels like a
nobody
set.
got paid for that scene except for Matt Smith and
No, I fucking
Jared
bet.
Leto.
I bet. Ugh, God. I'm trying to think. I had no belief that those two were cops, by the way. Al Madrigal
Oh,
and
yeah.
Tyrese, they were just sort of appearing out of nowhere. And then let's talk about that scene.
Save my life.
FBI fucking apparently.
Apparently FBI, yeah.
Sure.
Well, they worked the Venom case, whichever one of those two happened.
I forgot. I must have zoned out because I know that there was a reference to Venom, like something about
Yeah, they're
it.
like, we haven't had something this good since San Francisco.
Yeah, see? So
yeah, when they were on the boat after the Mayday
got
or
it.
Yeah,
whatever, they
when
make
they
an
first showed up,
offhanded
yeah.
comment about
I
San
see.
Francisco.
Got it. So then, okay, that plants this theoretically in the world of Venom.
Well, the Sonyverse.
Sonyverse, even though fucking whatever, that doesn't matter. So many things already talking about.
There's no Spider-Man in the Sonyverse.
No. God, again. I'm trying to think. Like, all right. Movie aside, was there any redeeming qualities that either of you thought that was at least something like, hey, this is something good about this? If it's design of the creatures, if it's the action scenes, is there anything that you at least want to say that was like at least something like, hey, they did this one aspect well? Kale, I'm gonna start with you. Kale, is there any of that you can find in this movie?
I think
There's certain things
the
I
only
can find.
redeeming thing I liked was that Matt Smith knew exactly what this movie was, and that was it.
I'll
Like,
give you
I
that.
don't think there's anything like Jared Harris is in it for 5 minutes. Like, you have this one of the most talented British actors of all time, and just there's nothing redeeming. The only thing I would want is Sony let me write the sequel. That's all I say,
Fucking
because I can make it bomb. Shane, you got to move.
God. Sly, is there anything of this film that you can find have any redeeming qualities?
Yeah. I have a couple.
Okay.
Obviously Matt Smith loves to play a villain,
Plays a lot.
and he certainly did.
Yeah, Skynet.
Um, the one comment about the holy water that got a chuckle out of me. And then the effects, while they made 0 sense in relation to like the character, they looked nice. So,
Yeah, they definitely weren't phoned in, but they also had 2 years to do them. So I think they this is the one time they didn't overwork a VFX studio in the history of VFX studios.
it looked good if you ignore the fact that the effects made no fucking sense.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Mine is, yes, actually, I did want to point out not special effects necessarily, but I do want to say the actualization of Michael Morbius's powers at the very least, of like how he sort of uses the echolocation, which, by the way, the freakiest looking thing in the movie is his ears. His ears doing the echolocation, and it just looks like, that to me was like the creepiest thing. But the idea of like him able to do that as a function, as well as I think when he learns to fly is kind of cool, when he's like using the
When he taps into the Ethernet.
taps into the the slow down motion that allows him to use the train like air motion. Yeah, that at the very least, I'm curious as to how that goes. I don't know much about bats. I don't know if there's some science behind how they use that to fly or anything. But just the way that it looked visually.
Well,
yep, you have an answer?
I think I think it's based on like how air pockets work. Like, if you know anything about air, like the air over a city, because it produces so much heat, the air pockets move faster, so you can actually rise when you're just gliding through like a city and stuff like that. So I think that's what they were trying to go for, and like the air being pushed by the train is why he was able to catch on to it. But
Sure.
Yeah,
that's something you have to remember from 8th grade science class.
The way that when he finally puts like his outfit on for the final movie and he has like purple underneath it, that when he does do the purple smoke that trails around him looks really cool and
That
interesting.
jacket
Yeah, like
was
that.
pretty cool.
That
I'll admit it. Yeah.
That to me, it was just like some of those elements I thought were pretty cool. But other than that, that's about as the extent that I can honestly give it.
I also liked the cat because it was a cat.
Oh, that's right.
I, however, did not like the completely unnecessarily and totally forced romance subplot that appears in the last third of this movie.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah,
I love you, Michael Morbius. Let me suck your blood.
Which apparently that character is not dead and is also a vampire.
No, that's what I'm talking about. It'd make a good sequel.
Great. And I guess that's one way to pass it on too, I guess.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Sure.
Oh, because she bites his lip, right?
And yeah, when they make out, she bites his lip and sucks a little of his blood.
Why did she bite it?
Because it's sexy? I don't know.
I guess.
I'm too ace for this.
I mean, yeah, exactly. No, it's literally so that they have something to set up for the sequel that they're definitely not going to use, because anytime they set up a sequel, they never use it.
Yeah. So.
Fun Hollywood fact.
Sony Pictures fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, I think that's about wrap up. I don't know if anyone has any notes. Sly, I know that you write notes during these movies. Did you have anything specific that you want to talk about during Mobius?
I covered at least the first column in my notes.
Nice.
And most of my second. Let's see what else. Oh, the end. It took me too freaking long to realize who the fuck that was for the end credit scene.
Vulture.
Also, yeah, and he made like a let's team up comment or something.
Yes.
Which it felt like it was like a Sinister Six reference, but I didn't think Vulture was ever a part of that. So then I was just confused.
Yeah, well, he was definitely going to be part of the Andrew Garfield one. They teased that in the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, but in this case, it's like, are they heroes? Like, what's the deal of why are they teaming up in the first place? He mentioned Spider-Man just so that he can say it. By the way, did anybody else? Because
the words.
Clearly, they shot that scene out of like some random time frame because.
They shot it when they delayed it past No Way Home for sure.
Yeah, because it looks like for some reason to me, the footage, it kind of reminds me of like a Nissan fucking commercial or something. Like the way that he looks in the frame just looks so odd. When he's
well, to compare it to the Snyder cut, they definitely used a different actor. It definitely was not Michael Keaton. That was a VO booth.
No,
like
100%.
if you don't know about the Snyder cut, when Martian Manhunter shows up, that's technically Green Lantern.
Yes.
And so the actor who's playing Green Lantern says all that stuff, and then they had Martian Manhunter, the 3-second cameo that was supposed to be Martian Manhunter. They have him do his voice and show up at the end for nothing because that's not going to lead anywhere.
Nope, not at all.
I mean, probably the same for the Sinister Six, because who the fuck knows what's going to happen?
Hey, I know. I've heard word. We have Craven coming out. Craven apparently is a rated R movie. It's going to say fuck and do stuff with rhinos. I don't know. We'll have to find out.
He's going to fuck rhinos. He's going to fuck Christopher Moltisanti's father as the rhino.
I don't know. We're about to find out what that's all about. Madam Web is still out there, so who knows what that villain's supposed to be. But
I think they shot that already.
That's on post-production right now, so we'll probably end up seeing that next year. Probably get a trailer this year at some point. I don't know. Season 3 of this show is looking kind of stupid, and you know what? We'll talk about that if we ever get there.
If it happens.
Yeah, we'll see if that happens. The whole point of this show was just to get Sly to now, and so whatever Sly decides to do, they can do whatever the hell they want. But we'll figure that out.
Nice.
We're gonna go ahead and move on to some of our next classes because I think we pretty much wrapped up all we had to say about this movie. None of us had a good time, even high. I would still say, Kale doesn't seem like they had a great time. So we're going.
No, watching it sober was not a good choice. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because oh my god, like Tyrese Gibson was using like an airsoft gun, and they didn't edit it out. Like that barrel was so small. There's no way any bullets would penetrate Morbius.
Quick question: how the fuck did he get up all those flights of stairs that quickly to catch Morbius.
Oh, he did the same thing that Morbius did. He just used his mechanical arm to jump up.
Which, did they show it? Because did I not see it?
Yes.
Okay.
They showed it at the very end when
Really?
Morbius flies away. Yeah, he has his shirt off and he just has a bulletproof vest on.
Oh,
Or well,
what?
he has his jacket off.
Okay.
He rolls up his
Totally
sleeves.
missed that.
I did totally
Yeah.
miss that because I remember that being a thing, and I noticed that when I was watching the movie, he was always hiding it and like putting it in the corner or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll have to. No, I don't care. I'm not gonna look. What am I even saying?
There's like before the movie came out, there was like a photo of it too. So there's like a high quality photo somewhere of it.
All
So you
right.
could just Google it. But yeah.
All right.
Apparently that was going to be a big thing too. He was going to actually fight Morbius with it or something.
Yeah, it is what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next section, which of course is drama class. Where we're gonna read and do some of our favorite scenes from the movie. Favorite scenes is loose.
Favorite is the strong word here.
Yeah, this is loose.
Yeah.
Kale,
You don't have the favorite line.
what's your favorite line?
Deadly to bats, fatal to humans, which
Oh.
is the best line in the whole movie.
Well, it was a conducive to dialogue between two characters, so at least you said it. So there you go.
Yeah. Nice.
We're gonna go ahead and so for this section, basically, we're just gonna reenact the scenes. Kale, do you want the honor? To be,
Yes. To be Morbius? Yes, I do. I want to be Morbius.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to do Ryan? Or should I do Ryan Sly?
I want to do Ryan because I
Okay.
want to make him a whiny bitch.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And whenever you're ready.
Okay. And action. Did you know there are 27 bones in the human hand? Allow me to introduce the phalanges, the metacarpals, and the pretty little stinky pinky.
Who the hell are you, man?
Me? I am Venom. Just kidding. It's your friend, Dr. Michael Morbius. You can go now.
Which is not in the movie.
No, that's the perfect line, too.
Oh my god.
6 to 8 weeks, little ibuprofen. Should heal up just fine.
God. Yeah. I was like, why is it in the movie? It doesn't make sense. Is Venom a known entity? Like, what? This line makes no goddamn sense.
I guess. The funny thing is, like, in the trailer, everyone's like, oh, they're not going to have that part where he says, I'm Venom. But that part where he says, I'm Michael Morbius definitely is going to stay in. And the one line, the one good line, it's not in it.
No.
Just kidding. It's your friend, Dr. Michael Morbius.
And the fact that he reveals himself to the criminals, like just out himself, like whatever.
Yeah.
The random dude that he stole the lab from.
Oh, did you know that a money printer could be used to make an anti-venom serum?
Also, you
'Cause-
can totally use the spring from a ballpoint pen to fix a fucking
Yeah.
whatever that machine was. Totally.
It was a fuse. He replaced the fuse with a ballpoint pen spring. And then he looks at it afterwards. He's like, yes, I am gifted and talented. I'm a
Yeah. I'm a mutant.
yeah. Just like Kamala.
God damn.
Turns out you're something more ancient, like a mutant.
God.
Cue the X-Men theme.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give you this one line that is available here. You can go ahead and continue.
Okay. Actually, this one has another one of my favorite lines right before it where it says, I've developed a form of echolocation, which is a form of bat radar for the uninitiated. Like, this motherfucker's doing a scientific recording. Why would he say something like that? The uninitiated. Like, no normal ass human's gonna read this. Anyways,
I could
I become
not believe that that was a line I heard in this film. I was like,
Uh-huh.
I hallucinated that.
he's the dumbest scientist I have ever met.
All right.
I've become something different. I feel a kinship with these creatures. They would tear anyone else apart, but they welcome me like a brother.
Okay, dude.
It was the like
Which-
a brother part that
yeah.
got me. I was like,
Well,
what
I mean, that's better than Batman who fucks bats, but
God, canonically, he does fuck bats.
Yeah.
All right. I wanna I wanna jump into this. Let's see here. I'll be Rodriguez.
Okay.
the-
Go ahead and continue on as Dr. Michael.
Okay.
Morbius.
I dropped a bag. There's something inside that I need.
A bag of artificial blood?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's in evidence. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm starting to get hungry, and you don't want to see me when I'm hungry.
We're done.
We're done here.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Like fuck this.
I just
I love-
love that
oh.
this was like a blatant reference to
Yeah.
2003 Hulk, which was a blatant reference to like the cartoon Hulk, and I was just like, the layers, man, the layers.
Well, the other thing is Edward Norton actually says that in Portuguese
Yes.
in The Incredible Hulk.
yeah.
That's line for line. He says, "You wouldn't like me when I'm hungry," and he's like, "Wait, that's not right."
Yes.
So it's even stupider. They
Yeah.
just ripped it from a different Marvel movie.
We love multifaceted references.
Jesus Christ, this fucking movie doesn't make any goddamn sense. We're gonna go on and move on to Music Room, which of course is superhero movies of this era. Remember for their original soundtrack. Does the music in this movie hold up, or have any songs that are still bangers today? You know what? I didn't write anything.
I could not remember a single one.
But
Have sex.
Have sex.
I poop my pants. I poop my pants.
have
sex. I
Which-
poop my pants. I poop my
Sly,
pants.
you look confused. There's a song that plays when Matt Smith is
It's
dancing
the only good
sexily.
scene in the whole movie. Yeah,
lyrics
when
are
Matt
just-
Smith is dancing.
Have sex. It's-
And then some kind of
Okay.
gibberish that sounds like I poop my pants. I poop my pants.
It's
I'm so glad I'm too deaf to know that.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because on the subtitles it probably just said music playing.
Yeah.
it was bad.
No, what are you talking about? That's the best scene in the whole movie.
It's the best thing to watch for sure. I'll give
Yeah.
you that.
Oh, I watch that like every 2 months. I bring it up at work and I just like jam out.
God,
Well, everyone's just like watching me like, why are you watching Morbius clips?
Just
Go
look at
back
me
to watching porn, you dumb bitch.
funny. That's what you do at work.
Yeah, that's what I do for work.
That's right. Other than that, yeah, there's no other songs I can even remotely remember. It's nothing memorable. God rest this goddamn movie.
I don't. Was there an actual other kind of song?
There
in
was
this?
classical playing at some
Oh
point.
yeah, opera. But
You know?
even the
I had no
even the
clue.
score is, I mean, like reminiscent of MCUS scores, which are very forgettable.
Yeah,
If you've ever seen that every frame of painting.
yeah. I honestly couldn't think of anything that was remotely like, hey, this stands
No.
out or has this significance. So nope.
No,
Sadly.
nothing hype, nothing.
Not like the Blade soundtracks. The Blade soundtracks, man, they were bangers,
Blade
man.
is that's fucking hype.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about that. The blood orgy,
Oh yeah.
the sprinklers turn to
God,
blood.
So good.
So good.
Yeah.
But alas, so that can ends up Music Room. Now we move on to quiz time. And for quiz time, I didn't want to write a fucking quiz for this movie. This movie fucking sucks. So this movie doesn't deserve any quiz. But, Kale, I assume you have more facts about this movie. Do you have any more facts that you want to dispose upon us about Morbius?
Oh, besides that, took Jared Leto half an hour to take a piss.
Yes. It took to take half an hour to take a piss.
So actually, one of my favorite, because you remember this, you sent me this.
Yes.
But remember,
We were
like a
we were
week
live
before
together. Yeah.
remember a week before the movie came out,
Was it before
the director was
movie?
just yeah, it was a week. It was like after all the press screenings,
Okay.
and the director was just like saying what the end credits things were, and he was
That's
trying to
right.
defend.
That's right.
Oh wait, were you in that? Because it was like you, me, Jesse, and Eric Van Allen,
Yes.
and the fucking stream on Twitch popped up where they were playing 20. Okay,
That's
I
the
don't
one I remember.
I don't remember. I thought you were there, but I couldn't remember if you were 100% there. But I know Jesse was there because he was the one who told us. And so we were all like, we're just going to go watch it. And then like the next day it got taken down. But
Yeah, Sly, just for context. So we were in a chat. I actually remember this because we were all hanging out together. And we saw that Morbius was live streaming on Twitch for 24 hours. Someone had just had a channel just for Morbius. I think it was Morbin Time. I think it was the name of the channel. And they just played Morbius for 24 hours. And no one noticed for like a hot second until it became like an article. And then, eventually it had to get taken down, obviously. But man, I still didn't watch it, and it was available for free, and I was just like,
Yeah.
nah, no, thank you.
I jumped in right at the final battle scene, and then I was like, I'm gonna go watch. I'll watch it again, and then I just turned it off and went to sleep instead.
Yeah.
And then when I woke up, it was gone. I was like, oh, that sucks. Oh well.
Yeah. So there was a live stream. There's obviously the memes. The movie did very poorly when it came out, and then this sort of resurgence. Go ahead.
The re-release, you mean? When they thought it was going to be popular enough to re-release again?
Yeah,
in theaters.
Once Jared Leto and the whole team were just like kind of like involved in the joke and saying Morbin time, and then they had a video come out of like the sequel script for Morbius was Morbin 2, more Morbin time. It was
one of his 16-year-old girlfriends filmed him reading the. I'm pretty sure this dude gets like a new girlfriend every 2 weeks or something. It's like he's like worse than DiCaprio.
It's like toilet paper.
Oh, that's a fun fact that doesn't relate to the movie, but he has that island where everyone worships him like a god.
Yeah.
And it's literally just women and then their cuck boyfriends.
Isn't it in Croatia?
Somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
I only know that because of our favorite MCU sweater salesman, Goran Vishnik, obviously.
You had to find a way. You had to find a way to slip that in.
At least I didn't make a Sebastian Stan reference the past couple episodes.
That's fair.
Oh, have you seen Ghosted?
No, I've
that's
not
a Sebastian Stan reference.
Oh, is he in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
When you see it, we should talk about it because like the scene he's in is really funny because of certain things. But anyways, the other fun fact is when Jared Leto found out about COVID. Remember, he was doing peyote in the desert for like 5 weeks, and he's like, "Yo, man, I just heard about this COVID. That shit's fucked up, bruh."
Yeah, I actually do remember that. He just totally just said "fuck you" to existence and like disappeared, and then came back and found out COVID existed. So that was also fun. Jared Leto, weird dude, weird fucking dude. I was just watching.
Very interesting.
I had Pluto TV on the other day, and Urban Legend came on, and I forgot that he was in that movie. But yeah.
I like the one that he did for Netflix where he was the white guy who joined what is it, the Yakuza?
All right, let's put this fucker in the ground. We're gonna go head to our home.
Let's murder it.
We're gonna go ahead and give our final thoughts on the film. This is your hey, you should see this. Hey, you should not see this. Kale, you get your final thoughts on this movie. 100%
watch it.
Oh God. Okay, go ahead.
Watch it. I mean, just watch it on repeat. Like it has so many cinematic lessons, like how not to direct a movie, how not to write a movie, how not to just make a movie because there's this prestigious actor who won an Academy Award for not being trans but was playing a trans character. Like so great. Like, and then it's also a good reason to like give Tyrese Gibson more jobs. Like, remember when he complained about not getting any jobs after one of the Fast and Furious movies? They almost kicked him from the franchise. Yeah. It's so good. Yeah. No, don't watch it. Like just message me and I'll tell you the entire plot of the movie because it literally can be summed up in one paragraph.
Fantastic. Sly, your final thoughts on Morbius?
My final thoughts are that we finally found our second lowest movie for our ranking. It does not go below Punisher 2004, but it is definitely number 2.
Got
it. You think Punisher, the Thomas Jane Punisher is worse?
Yes.
Oh yeah. This is a Punisher 2004 hate account.
See, I can at least like that for ironically because of how stupid the Punisher is just as a character.
We actually love Warzone, or at least we enjoy.
Yes, Warzone is really funny and good.
Yeah, Warzone's a lot of fun and really brutal, but for some reason there's just Punisher 04 very much in the same vein of this, just goes on and just drags, and it just there's just elements.
I love when the guitar guy just like chases him down and he kills him with a knife.
that is, I mean, I'm not going to say the movie doesn't have some redeeming qualities. Don't get me wrong, but there are still things about that. And Kevin Nash is in the movie, but there are still stuff like with characters and plot that happen, and unnecessary homophobia that happens there's a major central part of the plot.
I don't remember that at all. Fuck.
Oh, it's bad.
That literally the whole point of the end of the movie is.
Don't watch the movie. But definitely check out our Punisher 2004 episode if you want more of our thoughts on that god-awful movie.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
But anyways, Morbius, I'm not glad I watched it, but, you know, we're here, we're making the show, so I had to. I would say if you're in the company of some really good friends and have a solid drinking game to play with this in the background, I would say maybe, okay? You know, it's kind of pretty, I guess. But other than that, yeah, just do not recommend. I did not have a great time with this. It was just something. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
My final assessment of this movie is that don't even bother. Don't even, you know, it's not necessary for anything. The weirdest shit about this movie is the fact that a character that is really good in Spider-Man Homecoming gets teleported to this world and is now trapped in this universe.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that. The 2 end credit scenes with the Vulture.
Which has the Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
I
hope the food is better in this joint.
It is weird. They let him go out of prison because they're like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Which
we can't convict him. There's no record of him.
Valid
like, technicality.
And he's not. His first thought is not, "Hey, where's my wife and kid?" Which, if you remember, he had a wife and kid in Homecoming. It's like, "No, I want to talk to Morbius."
That's kind of the whole plot.
I'm gonna rebuild my armor from the end of Homecoming. Not even his regular. When they had throughout, it was the special high altitude suit.
Yes, which how? Because doesn't part of that technology exist in another universe?
Well, it's based on Chitauri
that's what I'm
technology.
Saying. So that's why I'm like, how did you fucking do that? And wait,
so did the Chitauri also invade?
Did you build it, or did the Tinkerer build it?
Yeah, that's right. He didn't even fucking build it. How does he know how to fucking build it?
He's just a contractor. Like,
yeah.
All right, that was my final thoughts on that movie. So we're gonna go ahead, and I want to first of all thank Kale. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course,
I needed you to talk about this movie because the memes have been going strong. You were absolutely a Morbin time an account, but I'm glad you set the record straight that this is a piece of shit movie and it does not.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I was ironic about the whole thing for the 5 years that this movie has been advertised through quarantine. I wouldn't let people forget that it was coming out.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely did not like, even the first time I didn't enjoy it. I was just high enough not for it to sink in. And then when I had to watch it objectively, I was like, oh, this is actually trash. What are my coworkers, by the way? Because I have my Morbius shirt on. I don't know if anybody can see it.
Oh my God. Yeah, I see it.
So I had that on. I'm walking down this fucking, let me just give a little backstory. This is a guy who lived in Japan for 20 years, but never watched a single second of anime.
How?
So I don't know what the fuck his deal is, but basically he's just like, we were talking about, I was like, yeah, it's such a fucking garbage movie. He's like, well, was it that bad? I was like, yeah, I don't know if it was offensively bad. And then I go and watch, it's like, no, this is offensively bad. Like, no, like, of course the guy who's never watched anime thinks it's okay, who edits porn for a living.
Listen, we are nothing if not committed to the bit here, so I respect it.
Thank you. Yeah,
for sure. All right, well, we're gonna just tell everyone that our homework for next week, because we didn't say it last week. Your homework for this week is going to be Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which we're doing with a special guest, so stay tuned to that. And Kale, we're gonna in July, which we're taking a small little break. Which
it'll be
doesn't come out till June,
longer than usual. Yeah.
So
instead of the 2-week break, it'll be 3 weeks, and then it'll be our season 2 finale.
Yeah. So get ready for that. The show is coming to an end. I'm glad we didn't end it on Morbius. Thank God.
Thank God Sony had the balls to make a sequel to
Yeah.
whatever it was.
God, love that. Kale, where can people find you on the net?
You can find me on Twitter at KaleDelRyder. You can see the most insane brain poison toxic shit posting known to man. You can find me sometimes on Twitch at twitch.tv/KaleDelRyder. KaleDelRyder on TikTok. This motherfucker's usually in them. Yeah, that's about all I have to advertise right now. Maybe in the future there'll be something. Stay tuned to my Twitch or my Twitter page.
Okay.
But not really working on anything right now. Sue me. Actually, I am working on something, but it's another human. So
Fantastic. Sly, where can people find you in the net?
If you are watching this day of release, you can find me tomorrow night on TikTok with JJ doing Thirsty Thursday, talking about the season finales of the 911 shows. And you can find me, of course, on Point in Progress and We'll Throw the After Party, all the usuals.
Gotcha. And then, of course, you can find me at Point in Progress as well, at Twitter at Rivera. And really nowhere else. I don't fucking exist anywhere else. This show ends, and then
I love that for you.
I'm going to be done. I'm taking a break for a hot second, and I'm going to be working on some other projects. So we'll see how that goes. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Until next time, class is dismissed for almost the final time. It's Morbin time.
It's some form of bat radar. What else can I do?
There are limits. There has to be.
There's something inside of me. It wants to hunt and consume blood.
Michael. When you're astray,
Can you control it?
I don't know.
Half the city wants to kill you.
We haven't had anything this good since that thing in San Francisco.
The other half wants to control you.
Hey, Dr. Mike, you and I should stay in touch.
I'd do anything to save a life, but I don't know what I'm capable of.
You save lives, you don't take them. Are you here to heal the world? Or to destroy it? Who the hell are you, man?
I am Venom. I'm just kidding. It's Dr. Michael Morbius at your service.